Hi, I'm Jason. I'm the Experience Design Group Director at KPMG. We think of our internal and external clients and their employees from a holistic perspective. We work on things like human resources, tech support, learning, culture, and even how to go back into the office during a pandemic. When you think of those things, you have to be an advocate for the employee. You have to put yourself into their shoes, and you have to come to realizations of just how to interact with things. User experience, sure. Look and feel, sure. The campaign messaging and all that goes along with that, absolutely. But we have to think of them, all of them, and how they come back into touch with each other. I started in Chicago 20 plus years ago working in advertising. I was an art director working with a writer. And the idea of capturing somebody's attention in 30 seconds and making some sort of an emotional connection was a really big deal to me. That's what I enjoy. I've taken that with my other interests in strategy and in the reason why behind things, and I've moved it to digital experiences more and more, apps and websites. When I was at Fjord, part of Accenture, I was the company face for emerging technologies like AR, VR, where artificial intelligence and other things could all play together. What I really like is doing that with a design and with the mind of the audience foremost. When we get together to talk, we're going to discuss what it's like to be a new leader or what it's like to have been a leader for a little while, and understand what kind of leader we are or what kind of leaders we want to be. What it feels like to have to communicate up to some people and communicate sideways or down with others, because you do have to message up and you do have to message down to your employees, your team. But we're also going to let go of the hands-on stuff and figure out how to do that, but still be responsible for the craftsmanship and the design and the ideas. We're going to cut through the bullshit and just get to being a better, more effective communicator and see things from all angles. We'll end up treating our employees, our stakeholders, and our bosses like we would a regular client. We're going to have to look at it from all angles. So why do I think this is important? Or why would it have been important to me a while ago? Because nobody takes you aside and teaches you this. You are learning how to be a leader from day one. You're going to learn from good bosses and you're going to learn from bad bosses. And you're going to see what is effective for you and what's effective for others. This is just a group where we're going to come together and discuss those things honestly and without any judgment. We will try some ideas out. And we will talk about what we think is really important and what we think doesn't matter at all. What do I expect you to walk away with? I expect you to walk away with a little bit more insight, a little bit more candid conversation, and just a reality check. It's not that difficult, but there are a lot of hurdles. There are a lot of things that you're going to have to watch out for, and reading it once before you've read it out loud in front of other people helps you, gives you a little bit more confidence. The biggest thing is managing expectations. What do I love about the Chicago design community? I love that we are creative people, that are sleeves rolled up, I'm going to go out and do it and make it, and ambitious but pragmatic at the same time. I don't think that New York or LA are all that different. On surface levels, you might say that there are differences, but when it comes down to it, we're all good designers and idea people. We like to get together for those things, whether it be the stuff that we do in our daily or the things that we do outside. It's just, it permeates. We're artists, we're idea people, we are communicators. And that's what I love about it. What do I think about the multiverse, or what's going on in the multiverse? So I said on my personality prompt that I like astrophysics and podcasts and Neil deGrasse Tyson and Michio Kaku and Alan Watts, which is more of a philosopher. But all these things kind of permeate around philosophy. And multiverse is kind of a cool thing, or it's a kind of a cool concept. The idea that a ball that is sitting in one spot and it rolls forward has the potential to roll left, right, and another 360 degrees. It has the potential to bounce or sink or fly up in the air. And then pulling the crazy concept together that all those things could happen, and anything that has potential has its own path, and then to think that each of those possible paths could be another reality that actually did happen in a parallel universe, a multi-universe after you get beyond two. That's kind of interesting. To think it's really just all the single, maybe the more important decisions than which way a ball rolls, decisions that you've made in your life. And if you made decision A versus decision B, that's kind of cool to think of the myriad of ways that you could have gone. And then to get into the mind-blowing expansiveness of, okay, they all worked. They all actually happened. Some went poorly, some went well. And that's just, that's what the multiverse is in my mind. I don't know that I necessarily believe it to be true, but I think it's great theoretically. And I think we play a lot of theoretical games in what we do. A/B testing, concept testing. Should I do this? Should I do that? We work in a very subjective medium at times. And it's neat to play those all the way up. That's how I kind of drive